Welcome, everyone. If you're heading into a career in management, you're going to be making decisions that literally shape people's entire professional lives. We're talking about the big three career moves: promotions, transfers, and yeah, even the really tough one, demotions. So let's break them all down.
So let's start with a big question for any manager in training. When you picture a career path today, what do you see? Is it just that old school, straight shot up the corporate ladder? Or is there, a little more to the story? The truth is, a career is way less like a ladder and a lot more like a journey, with all kinds of twists and turns. You might move up, sure, but you might also move sideways to pick up new skills. And sometimes, you might even move down. Today, we're going to explore all three of these key movements.
So, here's our roadmap for today. First, we'll talk about the ups and downs of career paths. Then, we'll really dig into promotions and that big debate, seniority versus merit. After that, we'll look at sideways moves, transfers, and then tackle demotions. And we'll wrap it all up with the key takeaways for navigating these moves yourself.
Okay, let's dive right in. Why can't a big company just, handle job changes as they pop up? Why is having a formal written down plan so absolutely critical?
Well, the difference is night and day. With an informal plan, decisions are just made on the fly. It opens the door for inconsistency, personal biases, maybe even favoritism. And that creates a really demoralizing place to work. A formal plan, on the other hand, sets up clear, written rules. It gives you fairness, consistency, and lets everybody know exactly where they stand. For any big organization, it's a total must-have.
All right, let's talk about the most famous type of job change, the one everybody's shooting for, the promotion.
So here's the deal. A real promotion is a package deal. It's not just about getting a fancier title. It's a genuine move to a higher position that comes with more responsibility, a higher status in the company, and of course, more pay. That's what makes it such a powerful incentive for people to do great work.
Now, what's really fascinating here is that not all promotions are created equal. A vertical promotion moves you up, but you stay in the same department, which can kind of limit your experience. A horizontal promotion is when you move up, but into a different part of the company. That really broadens your skills. And then you've got the dry promotion. This is where you get a new title, maybe a corner office, but no extra pay. It's often just for show, and let's be honest, sometimes it's a way for a company to park an employee they don't know what to do with.
This brings us to one of the biggest debates in all of management. So, you've got an opening. Who gets the promotion? The person who's been there the longest, or the person who's the absolute best at the job? This is the classic seniority versus merit dilemma. Both sides have a point, right? Seniority is simple. It's objective, easy to measure. But you risk frustrating your most talented, ambitious young employees, and they might just leave. On the other hand, promoting based on merit is great because it rewards excellence. But if the process isn't super transparent and objective, people will start whispering that it's all just favoritism.
So, what's the answer? Well, it's not about picking one over the other. The best approach actually combines them. This seniority-cum-merit model takes an employee's time with the company into account, but it also relies on real performance metrics that can be measured fairly and objectively. It's the best of both worlds.
Now, to make a system like this actually work, you need a policy built on 4 key pillars. First up, uniformity. You've got to make sure promotion opportunities are consistent across the whole company. Second, clarity. People should be able to see the potential career paths open to them. Third, definite criteria. The rules for who gets picked have to be crystal clear. And finally, follow-up. A promotion isn't set in stone until you know it's the right fit, which is why there's often a trial period.
Okay, let's shift gears and talk about transfers. You might think a sideways move is a career stall, but actually it's a really powerful strategic tool for smart managers.
So a transfer is a lateral move. The key thing to remember here is that the employee's status, their pay, and their perks all stay pretty much the same. They're just moving to a similar level job, but in a different team or department.
So why would you make a sideways move? Well, the reasons are all about strategy. A transfer can broaden someone's experience, basically grooming them for a bigger leadership role down the line. It can quickly fill a critical opening. Or you can move someone to a role where their unique talents will really shine. It's also a fantastic way to keep valuable managers engaged when, there just aren't any promotion spots open for them yet.
All right, now we need to talk about the toughest part of this whole journey. We have to address the opposite of a promotion, the challenging and frankly often painful process of a demotion. A demotion is a downward move in every single way. A cut in status, a cut in salary, and a reduction in responsibility. It is one of the most serious actions a manager can take, and it's often seen as a punishment, or maybe even the first step toward firing someone.
But this can't be an arbitrary decision. It usually only happens for 3 specific reasons. First, as a disciplinary measure for some kind of serious misconduct. Second, during downsizing, a senior employee might get moved into a junior role, which then bumps the person who was in that role. And third, it can be used to correct a promotion that, well, just didn't work out.
Now, since demotions are so tough on people, good managers try to soften the blow. This can mean making job titles a little more vague or using flexible teams to kind of disguise the change in status. Sometimes the move can be made without a pay cut. But most importantly, you have to give the employee plenty of warning that this might be coming.
So, let's tie all of this together. As you get ready to become a manager yourself, what are the big things you really need to take away from all this?
Here's the bottom line. Promotions, transfers, and demotions, they aren't just boxes to check on an HR form. They are the fundamental tools you will use to build, shape, and lead your team. And mastering how and when to use each one fairly, that's really what separates a good manager from a great one.
And that leaves us with one final thought for you to carry with you. Every single one of these job changes involves a real person with a real career and a real livelihood. As a leader, your biggest challenge is going to be navigating these moves in a way that is fair and humane to the individual, while at the same time serving the strategic goals of your organization. That's the balance you're going to have to find.